be a very, very intense journey.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 164 of the Frameskip podcast. I am Andie Eller, and tonight I'm joined by the full crew, including the singer himself, Seth Slakehouse. What's going on, Seth?
Not much, dude. Just singing a little bit of Footloose coming into the podcast. Just got off work. Putting their check mark for the indomitable human spirit on the job site. You know, made some toilet paper for the world.
Nice.
Yeah. Sweaty. I smell awful. But I came in, took my work clothes off, put these on, and I jumped right into the computer. Didn't even go to the bathroom. So
wow.
Yep.
So if we see you like suddenly poop your pants, we know what's going on.
Oh, you know. You'll never know.
How long?
How long?
Okay, I have several questions. I'm not going to introduce myself because I don't want to take any thunder out of Austin's voice there. But two questions. One, do you plan on showering after this, even though you've already put on a clean shirt? If so, what are you doing with that shirt? Are you going to put it back on or put on another shirt after?
No. So I will take a shower tonight before bedtime, before I put my night on, and I go to bed in just my underwear. So this shirt is
really
this shirt is done. Yeah. Why?
What kind of underwear do you wear?
Boxer briefs.
Okay.
What brand?
Yeah, you and me on these guys? Oh, and one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's some athletic reliability. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a hot job. I got a really hot. There's parts of my job that are like 200 degrees, right? And you know what's messed up a little bit?
Keep them babies cool.
Yeah. When I mean, I'd be gold bond. I'm gold bonding it every day up there. You know, I'd be using the extra menthol, the green package. I go hard with the gold bond.
Damn it! No one wants jock itch. Yeah, no, obviously.
Yeah. What's a little messed up though, right, is that when I first started my job doing these hot jobs, you know, scary. And you don't like it. It's super hot. It feels like your skin's on fire. You can't catch your breath because it's 100% humidity. It's super hot. It's like 200 degrees. No, I kind of like it. There's a weird thing. I kind of enjoy it. You know why? Because I go in. There's only one entrance, and it's the only exit. And your fight or flight kind of kicks in. And I'm kind of like, yeah. Like,
is that a fire code violation?
Well, it's technically considered like a confined space.
Okay.
So
in most
like
instances,
safety regulations.
Yes, Austin. Yeah.
Well, like, there's like special like OSHA rules for like entering confined space areas, right? Like
okay.
But
okay.
Sure, but in most instances, yes. Follow-up question to another thing. I feel like we've gotten really far away from it at this point. I'm really sorry. If you were to poop your pants in the middle of a podcast, how long do you think you could go sitting in your own soiled pants?
I mean, if I
like an extra life stream, like a 12-hour shift on an
if I made the decision to shit my pants in the middle of the show, I think you've already crossed, you've crested that bridge, right?
Sure.
You've made a decision there, and to go back on that decision would be a cowardice act. So very rare. I've never shit my pants and not knew it was coming, right? Usually you're in a predicament and you're like, this is happening. I can't do anything about it. Or you're like not feeling well and you trust a fart or something and just like a little slips out, right? I wouldn't be here with the chance of me blowing out my brown star if I wasn't committed to it. And I think that I would sit here for as long as possible.
I don't like that you changed the premise of the question. I don't like if you made the decision to shit your pants, one thing. I want to touch more on the whole, like, you coughed and then you shit yourself. And you're just like, do you think, like, if it was completely incidental and unwanted, unwarranted, and you were to shit your pants, A, do you think you'd make a face that would like let us know that something was up? B, if it was like during this segment of the show, would you complete the show? Because we haven't, frankly, started the fucking show yet, right, Chris? Like, I think,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, accurate.
And C, how long until after would you tell us, or would you text us in the WhatsApp during the show to let us know something was up? And D, would you be mad if we brought it up on that show? Or do you need like a week cool-off period?
I don't really have any shame, as you can tell. I think in this particular instance that you're talking about right now, George, I would immediately say, I just shit my pants and get up and walk out. I think that would be pretty memorable. I think that makes for a good YouTube subtitle.
Yeah.
Hey guys, gotta go. Just shit my pants.
Would you be mad if we like weren't talking about anything? It's not like GTA 6 made Seth shit his pants. like, are you mad that it's just like, oh hey, Austin, how are you? And then you're like, oh shit. Like, would it be like Austin made me shit my like for SEO? Like,
would it be? Do you guys think it would be more funny if I just said, oh, just shit my pants, gotta go, or if I was like, oh, damn it.
First one. Absolutely the first one.
So, funny enough, this is kind of rounded to a good transition point, because if you listen to the last episode, you would know that George Loftus almost peed his pants at the end of the episode. What's going on, George?
Oh man, it almost looked like I just kicked over a bucket. I had to pee so bad at the end. I had an idea for an intro thing where I was gonna be like, hey, what's up? Kicking off my Sunday shoes, because we were talking about Kenny Loggins. That feels like a lifetime ago. I'm good, man. I don't have to pee right now. I'm doing great.
That's good.
Thank you.
That's good. George, Coach, rather, I don't have any urine or excrement related intro for you. So what's going on, Coach?
Today we officially started our out processing process.
Nice.
The process to out process. So we had our first briefing. So it's nice because we're getting to the end of this crazy thing. You know, I extended, of course, and I thought it'd be easy. And it was up until about 2 months ago, maybe a month ago. And I hit that burnout like serious. So, but I'm back kind of, I'm like maintaining it at work, doing what I got to do. So, but there's a lot of projects right now. So I think once I get to the end of the month, then I could just ride the wave to the end, man.
Yeah. Ride the wave.
Ride the
Not
wave.
much longer. George, you wanted to kind of start off the show with a big topic that kind of happened as over the past couple of weeks, I suppose, between last episode and this episode, which was the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order situation. You wanted to talk about your experience. What happened with your Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order experience?
All things considered,
accurate.
This was the second easiest pre-order experience I've ever had. First easiest, PlayStation 4. I just walked into a Best Buy in Culver City, told them I wanted a PlayStation right after E3 when it was announced, and they're like, cool. You want to pay now or pay then? I'm like, I want to pay now while I know I have money. And they're like, okay. Did that, went at launch, picked it up, got to leave. I was in and out in 5 minutes on launch night. Easiest video game pre-order thing ever. Switch took me maybe 20 minutes. I was very determined to get it through Best Buy because I've shipped from all these companies before. Best Buy has the best, fastest shipping in my area, 9 out of 10 times, especially compared to the others. So I was really hoping to do that. Their pre-orders went up late. They didn't start having stock available to pre-order until about 9:30 or 12:30, I guess, East Coast time. And I just kept refreshing the page. Had to refresh it maybe 10 times as soon as Wario64 told me they went live. And then I was able to secure a checkout. Super easy. I don't understand these stories where everyone's complaining about how hard it was, but I feel like other retailers didn't have such a smooth experience.
Yeah. It seemed like, kind of the standard pre-order situation. It didn't seem like anything that crazy to me. Thinking back to PS5 and how insane that was, and not even just, of course, that was mid-COVID, but not even just pre-ordering a PS5, but even attempting to get one for a year after that thing came out. I remember essentially doing what you did for Switch 2 pre-orders with, Wario 64 and getting the notifications and watching the tweets from him and other people. I remember doing that for PS5, but like 6 months after it came out, still like having the alerts for Wario and trying at every chance I could possibly get to get a PS5. I'm sure it'll be similar with Switch 2. Like I'm sure there will be stock limits for the next few months still. But I don't know.
That was fun time,
It didn't seem
though.
that crazy. Yeah.
With the PS5 and Xbox Series X, trying to get those, like, because it wasn't like right now with the Switch where there's just no stock, right? It was always coming in and out, but you got to be quick. So
Yeah.
it was almost like a challenge, almost, right? So it was pretty fun.
Did any of you guys try to pre-order aside from George?
Yes, I did.
Coach,
Did you try? Did you try?
Do you
or
want to talk
did you
about
get
what
it?
happened to you? You don't have to.
Well, shame, but no shame, right?
Right?
Okay, so I waited till after work. So it's like 3 or 4 in the afternoon because it wasn't happening on my phone. So I got home, got on Walmart, and it took me like 3 minutes. Boom, got it. Right? And then I also pre-ordered the Pro controller. I pre-ordered the base model without Mario Kart, because if Austin wasn't going to get it and if you weren't going to get Mario Kart, because the only time I played is with you guys. But anyways, so then like 2 days later, I get an email. Your Nintendo Switch is about ready to ship. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I looked and it was the Pokemon OLED. So I got a Pokemon OLED sitting at David's house, my son.
Switch 1 model.
Yeah, Switch 1 model. And a Pro controller waiting for me.
I mean, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, you got a new system waiting for you. Brand new.
Yeah.
Brand new.
So,
I mean, that's kind of you've been really into Pokemon lately, so that's actually kind of nice, right?
So I did call them, and they said I had to wait till it actually got to my son's house. So tomorrow I'll call them back and have them take it back. But you know, the crazy thing is they never took the money out. That's what was insane. Like the money was never taken out. So I got to go back and see what day they actually withdrew money from my account. But stranger things have happened, man.
Yeah. So I was talking, I forget who I was talking to, but they kind of gave me this idea of just attempting to do the pre-order in case I ended up wanting one. And so I did. So I have one through GameStop, but I'm not intending to buy it. In fact, I'm going to send it to Coach since he didn't receive a pre-order. So it's going to come to my house and then I'm going to send it to him. So that's kind of the plan.
You're not going to play a single thing on it before sending it to Coach. You're not going to just check in, just be like, oh man, I just want to see what this World Tour is all about.
No. So I
think it's the base model, right?
Yeah, it's just the base.
Yeah.
It was through GameStop, and we'll talk about it when we get into what we've been playing. But like the closer we get to launch, I don't know. I'm less and less interested in that system, at least for now. Like I think once there are more games out on it, I'll definitely buy one, maybe in December, January. But
I wanted it for 2 reasons. I wanted it because I feel like it's going to get harder to get one, and they're never going to be cheaper than they are right now. Like I think Xbox just raised its prices, so it seems like the days of like a $99 Dreamcast, $125 PlayStation 2 and $99 Wii. Like I just don't know if we're gonna see those again. I feel like these machines are too complicated, too expensive, and you can't. My girlfriend is doing renovation work, so you might hear hammers and sawzalls and stuff. Sorry guys. Like I feel like that's just never gonna happen again. So in my head, I'm like, all right, it's probably not going to get cheaper, and at least it's not going to get cheaper for the next 2 years, and I'm more likely to want one in the next 2 years than not want one. So, fuck it, just pull the trigger now while I'm gainfully employed and I have some money saved up. The second reason is that I don't think anything in the world sounds more fun than playing a brand new Donkey Kong game this July. I think that sounds like a fucking ball. Just releasing it at the beginning of summer just feels like such like, yes, we should release video game consoles before summer. Like, this is the way to do it. Don't wait till November.
Very good strategic move.
Yeah.
And I wish they would do it more often instead of waiting for the holiday season, because I don't think it really matters. Also, I wanted to bring up while you guys were talking about this, what happened to just being able to pre-order consoles? Isn't it kind of weird that these pre-orders are selling out like they are? It never used to be like that. I don't remember the PS4 selling out. Did the PS4 sell out? I feel like it was relatively easy to get it on day one.
To be honest.
I feel like it was too.
But it seems like the PS5 definitely sold out. The Switch was hard to find. I don't know what the deal is.
The PS5 I understand, because it's like, oh, there's supply chain issues because of COVID. I'm like, all right, like that actually makes sense why it was hard to get one, right? And so like that was, I feel like COVID was the thing that like kind of broke Pokemon cards, right?
Yeah.
Like, broke toy action figures. Like I still can't find Star Wars Black figures fucking anywhere to save my life, because like I see them on Facebook Marketplace all the time, marked up, $5, $10. I'm like, there's got to be better ways for you guys to make money than to buy a $25 action figure and then sell it for $30 on Facebook, but that's none of my business. That's whatever. And I feel like that was like the start of the horde mentality. Like that was when retro video game prices jumped, right? Was during the pandemic when people had all this money, nothing to do, and they're like, fuck it, I liked GameCube 20 years ago, might as well do it now. I don't know, man. Like I don't know how to fix it, because it's like AI is only getting better, it's only getting more complex and harder to suss out. So like if these are all just like bot farms of people securing as many pre-orders as they can to resell, I don't know how you fix it. Nintendo had like a good idea, but like they didn't implement it for the launch, where like you needed to like log in with your Nintendo account and show like a not insignificant amount of hours logged on your console for your Nintendo account to secure a pre-order. But like they didn't start doing that when the console was available at other retailers. They're doing it later in May, and they're not guaranteeing that they can ship it on the release day. So it's like, motherfuck, like you guys are supposed to be like the good ones. You guys are supposed to be like the most reliable, the most like respectful, and like you're not doing that. So what's the fucking point?
Billy Madison, you blew it.
Basic. I mean, kind of, right? Like exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very odd. I mean, certainly I think more people are just interested in gaming in general. Like, you guys mentioned it, but certainly like after COVID, that whole Animal Crossing effect, I'm sure like, I think just more people from a society standpoint are gamers, clearly. I mean, more younger people are coming into it. And
but isn't that statistically untrue though? Like, I'm pretty sure like all the executives have been saying is that like the actual number of people buying consoles has stayed the same for like 10 or 15 years.
Yeah, the gamers going up is like that takes into account like mobile gamers. And like whenever my niece has been staying with me for a little bit, she's 5 years old, 6 in June, and she's like, can we play video games? I'm like, yeah, sure. And she immediately gets her mom's phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, we got Kirby right here. Like, you think I like playing fucking Kirby Star Allies? Like, no, I don't. But you're 5, so I'll play with you because you can handle this game.
But I will say this. It seems as though, even though it's gotten so hard to pre-order online, it seems like it's actually gotten easier to pre-order in store.
Yeah.
Because so many people are trying to pre-order online versus in store. Like I saw with the GameStop pre-orders in person, basically every GameStop got like 50 to 60 Switch 2 pre-orders. And I mean, really, it seemed like anyone that wanted to go pre-order it could. So in person. But and that's actually how I got my Series X, if I'm recalling correctly. It was not a pre-order, but I got it shortly after launch. GameStop announced they were going to drop some supply online and in store. And I just showed up at my store like 15 minutes before they opened, and they had like 100 of them, and I just bought one. So,
hell yeah.
I mean, I know not everyone has that option. Not everyone's got a GameStop close anymore, especially because that company has closed so many stores over the past 10 years. But
like they could be in a communist country where there's really nothing out here.
True.
Yep.
True.
Theoretically, you could be in a communist country where there's nothing out here.
So, but while we're talking about it, I just want to briefly ask you guys. I mean, because George and I talked about it last episode, but like, Coach, we haven't really heard your thoughts, I don't think, in an episode. Where do we all stand on Switch 2? You definitely are far more excited for it than me. It seems like George and Coach, you two are the most excited of the four of us.
So the only thing I'm not too fond of course, is the $80 price tag. because the direct for Mario Kart World showed nothing to support that $80 price tag.
Yeah.
Right. I know right now there we go. I know right now the big thing is the game key cards, and I'm not even bummed about those either, because when you think about it, I mean, we're going to buy ourselves our own little SD cards. We're going to throw it in there. So the game's going to be on the SD card. It's just that Nintendo kind of did this to themselves, as far as if you have a 5 gig game, you're not going to buy, like, you're not going to produce 64 gig carts with it, you know? So you'll just do the 1 gig. It'll shake hands with your Switch 2 and you'll be able to play it. So that's where we're going. So you just got to roll with the punches. But I'm excited for just the hardware, because I wasn't expecting it to be 1440 or above. You know, I was hoping 1440, but I was expecting 1080p, 60 frames per second. So
Right.
It's a good price. I think it's a good price point for it. And if you get the bundle, that's even better. That's $30 off. But the only issue I have, the other issue I have is Breath of the Wild. If you're new to the game and you buy it, the Switch 2 version, and you get the DLC, that's going to be $90.
It's absurd.
For a 8-year-old game. $90. That is fucking wild to me.
They're cracked out.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Seth, do you have anything you want to say on Switch 2?
No, like we said before, you know, I was really high on the Switch 2 originally. I was really excited for it, and then I cooled off, and then didn't really show anything that appealed to me whatsoever. And I don't feel like it's worth my time or money. I'm gonna end up probably buying one because Caitlin wants to play the Tamagotchi game, and I'm just, you know, I'll get it for her, but I don't know, man. It just doesn't seem exciting. The Switch 2 does not seem exciting to me.
Oddly enough, that's where I'm at, which of all people, I was not expecting to feel that way, since Nintendo has pretty much been the one that I've always supported. But I don't know. I think for some reason Mario Kart just isn't doing it for me. Like, the more I see of that game, the less I'm interested. And but it's fine. Like, I think in the grand scheme of things, again, going back to earlier in the conversation, I waited at least half a year, I think, for PS5, then about a year for Series X. Like, I'll wait. You know, the longer I wait, the more games will be on it at that time, and I'll have more to choose from. I know I could certainly buy it now and have access to them, but and we'll talk about it. But I just made a recent purchase that is a lot more exciting for me at this time. So that's where I'm at. But
I got something to say.
Okay.
All right. So, so right now, speaking of games, right, being expensive, right now on Woot and Amazon, pretty much any first party Nintendo game is 25% off.
Yeah.
So $45 and under. So definitely go out and pick up your games that you don't have. You know, like, I don't have the sport titles, so I want to get the Mario sport titles. They're $45 right now. So
yeah, they Woot has some good stuff on there. Some good deals for sure. So George, you were waving. Were you trying to say something?
Yeah, I thought we had a really good, insightful conversation into Switch 2 when it was just the two of us flying solo. I had a lot of fun doing that. I've had some more time to think about it. I'm still really excited. I'm excited for the games for Switch 2. I'm excited to see how weird Nintendo can get having this much power. Donkey Kong looks great. I'm so excited for that game. I will say, and I can't remember if I said this on that episode because that was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I can't remember. It's been a minute since we recorded. Yeah. I've been spending so much time with my Switch Lite lately that I am strictly excited for Switch 2 as like a home console. I don't care about the screen. I don't care about like what they're able to display on that. The Switch Lite might be beating out Vita for like my favorite handheld now. Like it is
Nice.
so nice to play a Nintendo console that is actually a handheld that has the chops of like a home console. I'm not going to say what I've been playing. I'm saving that for the end when we talk about what we've been playing. But man, it's just so nice playing a handheld. I feel like it's been forever. And like I have a Steam Deck. I played Half-Life and Halo Master Chief Collection. That thing's not a fucking handheld, man. Like I know it's technically a handheld, but no, that's like carrying around like a miniature TV with you everywhere you go. And the light actually feels like I have put it in like my pajama pants pocket and then like gone outside for a cigarette, pulled it out, played it while smoking a cigarette, then put it back in my pocket to like walk downstairs into my office and pretend to do work. Well, really, I'm just playing it, you know? It's great. So I feel like I'm getting a little cheated with the Nintendo Switch too, because like I have no intention of using it as a handheld. I only want to use it as like a home console, but they're gonna have to. I'm impressed with 3 first-party titles so far, so like I hope they just keep that going. But at the very least, 3 like Metroid Prime 4, I plan on getting that on Switch too. Donkey Kong and Mario Kart. In theory, that should hold me out to the end of the year. So it's like, all right, bros, like, what's next?
It's
Are
very
you guys
interesting
excited for the mouse pointer thing.
It's
Not really.
interesting, but I just don't know. Like the thought of using that small little Joy-Con as a mouse, like I think it's a great novel idea, but I have a feeling it's going to get so uncomfortable after 30 minutes.
I wasn't even thinking that. Like, I just want to sit on my couch. So, like, what do I have to do to set it up so I can do that comfortably on my couch? Like, do I have to get like one of those like breakfast in bed cart things to like have that so I can do it? And like that just seems kind of superfluous. If I could figure out like a desk setup, like do you guys play video games at your desk? Like, I feel like real-time strategy games
I do.
are the only.
Yeah.
I used to do that when I was younger because I had like a small, shitty studio apartment. But the older I've gotten, I'm like, no, I just want to like literally go as horizontal as I can on my couch and like use my coffee table as like a leg stand. And now like I just can't do it. Like I don't want to sit in this. I sit in this office chair all day for work. I don't want to do my rec time in there too.
So
I get it.
I'm
StarCraft is okay. StarCraft is okay in a desk. That's fine.
Seth.
I was just gonna say I mainly play on my couch in the living room. I really don't use this room at all.
It's for the podcast.
It's quite strange. Yeah, pretty much. That's really the only time I'm ever in here is for the podcast.
I mean, you'd use it more if someone didn't go on fucking night shift for their job. I'm not even talking about you, Seth.
So anyway,
So the reason why I asked Austin is because I'm wondering if that's going to be the way to play like Metroid Prime 4.
yeah, I mean, everyone that went to those preview events said it plays really well.
Yeah.
I'm really worried about how comfortable that thing's going to be after, like, for extended play sessions. I don't know. Like, when you think about how you hold a mouse, at least like the mouse I have, like my whole entire hand rests on it. Versus like the Joy-Con, you're gonna have to hold it like very cramped fingers. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna. I don't know how that's gonna work. So
do you think Nintendo could work it into the GameCube library, like Metroid Prime 1 and 2, Pikmin 1 and 2? If they could add those controls, that could go a long way. So I don't know. I'm excited. That's one of the things I am excited for. Is that.
I wonder too if that just means there's gonna be like built-in keyboard and mouse support.
probably, if I had to guess, I guess I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of like X-Play lately. There's just like a YouTube playlist that's like 800 episodes of X-Play, and it's like I have that on my background while I'm working. It's really exciting. They just previewed Crimson Skies for the first time. I think Adam Sessler is really going to like that game, but I don't know who's to say. Morgan Webb will love that game. But they keep showing a commercial for MSN TV, which like I totally forgot about, but that was like a cable box that was like already connected to the internet. Like I think it might have been like the first cable box modem. In the controller for it, they had like a normal TV remote, but they also just had like a keyboard, like a wireless keyboard that you could just like sit on your lap and like surf the internet on your TV from your couch. And I like how that fails. It's like, oh man, that's so ridiculous. That's not how people want to browse the internet. And now I'm like, yeah, it's probably not how they want to browse the internet when they have their phone and they can do something else on their TV. But I don't know, man. Part of me is like, that sounds kind of sick, actually. If I could do that now, just load up certain websites on my TV and just like kick back and just go to just like IGN or something and just like scroll through news articles or whatever and just feel like some skeleton's idea of the future. I think that'd be kind of neat. And it seems like Switch in theory could do it. I doubt they will. Did they ever get Netflix on Switch 1?
No. No.
Just Hulu, right?
I think it was like Hulu, Crunchyroll, and maybe they get YouTube finally. I think were the 3 they got, but that's it.
You gotta imagine that's a Nintendo thing, right? That's a Nintendo thing. Yeah,
has to be. It's very strange because like
I feel
surely
like they would have gone for Disney Plus, and then all of a sudden like adult content like from FX, but they already had Hulu. So like actually, I take that back. Like, what's the point? But you could start getting like HBO shit through Hulu. So I'm just like, isn't that kind of racy for Nintendo?
I'd love to know like the reasoning behind it though, because surely those companies want their apps on Switch. Like it's one of the largest like electronics out there at this point. I'm sure there's some data that would show like their sales could possibly increase if they put it on there, but none of that stuff is. So it's very odd, very odd. But I guess it all goes back to the Wii. Funny enough, when it had the little disc with the Netflix streaming on it, that was a Factor 5 thing, if I'm remembering correctly. So yeah,
man, I remember back in like 2010, my brother and then girlfriend got into like a fight because they were at Costco and they had enough money for like one electronic. They had a TV and they were trying to decide between the Wii and the PlayStation 3. My brother, huge movie guy, had a huge DVD and like Blu-ray library. And he's just like, well, the PlayStation 3 plays all my movies. And the wife was like, yeah, but it doesn't have the Netflix app yet. Only Wii has Netflix. That was like before. Like, I think it went 360, then Wii, then PlayStation. Yeah. And so they kept going. And she's like, and check this out. There's a balance board. Like we could work out at home. And I just remember like that
play
being
sports.
like they ended up leaving without getting one because they were like, we can't decide. And then they called me like, what should I get? I'm like, get the PlayStation 3. What are you talking about?
The Wii originally had the Netflix disc, right?
Yeah.
Was that how that worked? Yeah.
And PlayStation 3 did too. And that was like, the cool thing about Xbox.
Yeah, and like I said, Factor 5 was the one that did that Netflix version for Wii, and those, of course, were the devs of Rogue Squadron. So they were responsible for the Wii.
They did
Wii
Hulu
disc on Wii.
They did Hulu for the Switch too.
Yeah. So, well, guys, I want to hit 2 news stories quickly before we jump to our kind of larger things we've been doing, just because I think these are both pretty big, and I certainly don't want to pass over them. Grand Theft Auto 6, they showed a second trailer for today finally, but also, I guess this was announced a day or 2 ago, but they are delaying the game until next May, which is, as Seth put it in our WhatsApp chat, mildly funny because now you've got all these games that have like moved out of the way for Grand Theft Auto 6 this fall, and now it's
so awesome.
Not happening. So
they're all like, oh, we're going to go into next year to avoid Grand Theft Auto, and then they just get annihilated, dude. It's so great. I love it.
So
I don't love it, but that's right. But I don't.
Yeah.
Like how many? Like think about how many people are going to go out of business because of this. Like that sucks.
Poor decisions. Poor decisions.
They're like 12 people studio. Like actually, no one would. I take it back. No one would buy like fucking a Shovel Knight clone instead of Grand Theft Auto 6 or whatever. Yeah,
you never know.
But I could see like a bigger company like releasing a Call of Duty, not a Call of Duty. What am I thinking? Like a Sony studio could release a game that would like a marathon or whatever. Like if that released too close to GTA 6, everyone's playing GTA 6. They'd be like, well, Bungie, we just don't fucking know. You're gonna have to lay off 50 more people. Like I could see shit like that. I'm like, oh man, like GTA is just a fucking iceberg that everyone crashes into.
I mean, I'm fine with the delay, to be honest. There's so much coming out this year, and with Switch 2 also releasing, it's like there's just so much on the way. So I'm okay with it. Did you guys watch this trailer? Any thoughts? I mean, kind of more of the same from what they showed in the first trailer.
Yeah, I watched the trailer and I walked away being like, why? What was the point of that?
Yeah, I didn't think they needed a trailer, to be honest with you. Like,
Well-
they could have just waited.
I really could have used a trailer that showed me gameplay instead of cutscenes. These cutscenes were nothing to me. It was just a bunch of hooligans doing hooligan things, right? It's a dude and his girlfriend robbing a bank and whatnot. And I'm like, I knew that was in the game. I am very familiar with Grand Theft Auto at this point. I don't need you guys to show me people robbing other people for Grand Theft Auto. What I really wanted to see was gameplay. And that's one of my gaming sins, dude. Don't show me only trailers. Or don't show me a trailer without any gameplay in it. I'm sick of it. And it's the second time Grand Theft Auto has done it. I get it. I know what I'm going to be doing in this game. I want to know what it looks like.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I don't disagree with you, but like, I guess it doesn't bother me as much knowing that it's over a year away. Like they've got plenty of time to show us some gameplay.
Yeah.
I don't care at all about the story in Grand Theft Auto, so the trailer really didn't do anything for me. But I mean, it is like a beautiful game. Like, it looks great, but it didn't really swing me one way or the other. Frankly, I'm not that excited for this game, but of course I'm still going to buy it day one. Like, it's Grand Theft Auto. It's going to be a cultural movement. I mean, even if the rumors are true and that they're going to charge, $90 or whatever for this, I don't know if that'll happen, but if they hypothetically do, I'm sure I'll still buy it, to be honest with you. So
I'm excited because I was planning on taking a week off when that game dropped, and I feel like I just got a week of vacation back because it got delayed a year. So I'm like, what else can I do this year? Coach, I'm so sorry for interrupting.
No, it's okay. Fun fact: did you know that Grand Theft Auto 4 is on Steam, and there's mods to it that kind of like high res mods?
Yeah.
So
and it runs on Steam Deck.
Yes.
Right, show me what you do to get it to run on Steam Deck, because I haven't been able to make it work yet.
Supposedly there's a way.
No, I specifically want to play 4. I spent no time with 4.
The Ballad of Gay Tony.
Would love to play it.
I haven't played 4 at all, so I'll have to look at it, George, because I've actually been thinking about it too. But and then quickly, the other thing just that I think is worth bringing up, Gears of War, they announced this second remaster after one like 10 years ago now. They put one on Xbox One. Yeah. And it is called Gears of War Reloaded, and it is, I think the biggest news is that it's coming to PlayStation 5. So I know this was kind of rumored for a while, but yeah, Gears finally on a non-Xbox system. Very, very interesting. Personally, I'm not going to buy it there. I'll play it on PC, but
it is a free update for Xbox and for PC. So yeah, if you have Game Pass Ultimate, don't worry about it. You're good.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I guess I'm a little bummed. Honestly, that's coming so late in the summer. It's coming August 26th, I believe. And it's like, hey man, this is actually like a 5-hour video game. Like, it's not like a super big game. And I love that. I'm not complaining about the length of the game, but it's also like, cool. I'm already thinking about Gears of War 2 Reloaded. When the fuck is that coming out?
Yeah.
And like, they never remastered. The Gears of War remastered for Xbox One is excellent. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous game. So I'm really excited for this. They never touched 2 and they never touched 3. And 4 was like a native Xbox One game. 5 was a native Xbox One game. Right?
Yeah.
5 was Xbox One, not X, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just like, cool. And we talked about this, like, why didn't they just do the trilogy? They probably should have done the trilogy. And then we decided as a group, like, oh no, they want to charge you more over a longer period of time. It's like, that actually makes sense for businesses. But man, I'm already counting down the days for this to come out. I am so excited. My gaming group that I meet with after podcasting with you guys, they're so excited. We can't wait.
I just hope what you're saying is actually true, though, because, I mean, look back 10 years and they only remastered the first one and not 2 or 3, which I remember even at that time finding frustrating. And then now we're in this situation, not exactly the same, but with Nintendo, where they've only, 2 games. They've only remastered Metroid Prime 1 and not 2 or 3. And then if you look back several years to Mario Galaxy, they put that game on Switch and not the second one. So I just hope it is a situation where 2 and 3 get their time, because 2, I think Coach and I are in the same boat. 2 is the best game in that
By far.
series,
By far.
Yeah.
in my opinion. So
Yeah,
I really
I agree.
want a remaster of 2. I would love to see that.
So here's the thing, because I went back and today and I took a look at 2 just to see if it got the performance boost. And I'm going to tell you this right now, that if you have the Series X or you have like a mega PC like what Austin has, right? It looks like a remaster. Like, it looks phenomenal. Xbox One, it looks like an older game, but when you start playing, it didn't. You just got into the game and you had fun, but the performance boost is amazing for 2. I didn't see 3, but I saw enough of 2 as like, okay, do we need it? Well, it'd be nice, yes, but do we need it? No, I want to try what's on the performance boost. So here's my question: is it the remaster of the remaster, like with Resident Evil 1, or is it a new remaster of the original 360 type?
Yeah. I don't know if they've said. I guess if it's just an upgrade on PC and Xbox, I would almost assume it's just the remastered.
I would assume that too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. So,
But it isn't. It's built from the ground up, didn't they say? Or am I thinking of another?
I'm not sure.
For some reason, I thought that was rebuilt.
You're
from the
probably
ground
right,
up.
but I'm not positive.
So, but yeah, I'm excited for this.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
I never played it single player. I always played it with you, but I can see myself going through and playing because it just fits with 2 people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hated Gears of War the first time I played, because I did play it single player, and I was just like, man, this game sucks. I don't get it. And then it wasn't until finally playing it co-op where I'm like, oh, this is a great video game. Like it is built for co-op, hands down.
Yeah. That game is so good.
We haven't played Judgment yet.
Yeah, that was the only one we didn't play. I guess 5 we didn't play.
Well, 5 on mine just looked bad.
Yeah.
My Series S, which one of my best friends got him a job out here. So he's like, hey, man, you have any gaming systems? I'm like, yeah. So he has my Series S, so he could watch his Netflix and stuff and play COD.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, let's get into kind of the big topic. We're doing kind of a reverse show this week because there was a massive game that dropped in between last episode and this episode. So that's why we're kind of saving what we've been playing for last. Coach, I want to start with you. What anything you've been playing that you want to talk about?
Okay, so when I stopped Dynasty Warriors to play Monster Hunter, I didn't stop at a good spot, right? Because I kept thinking about it. So, like in Fire Emblem 3 Houses, there's 3 paths you could take, right? So when you finish one path, you do the next path and so on. Same thing with Dynasty Warriors. So I had finished the first path when I stopped the first time. And I just felt, I always was thinking about it. So I recently jumped back in, finished the second storyline, and I have 2 more battles to finish the third storyline, which will be a good stopping point. When I get home, I'll trade my 2 PS5s in, get a Pro, and then finish up the rest of clean it all up at that point.
Nice.
So that's pretty much what I've been playing. I'm about 35 hours into Pokemon X, and I believe I'm on the going on for the 6th trainer or gym.
When you said X, I was like, damn, I didn't realize you were playing so much of Xenoblade Chronicles.
No, Pokemon X. That game's kind of frustrating though, man. The skating, like,
yeah,
it's annoying as hell, man. Like, I'm like, how did they do that? No one ever talks about that, how bad it is.
The skating was rough. I remember that. Like, I remember it feeling very like it was hard to control your movement.
Right. If you just wanted to go like 2 things over, all of a sudden you're 4 thing, it's just like, But yeah.
Nice.
So it's good. I'm having fun. Ready for Emerald.
Well, I'll hit what I've been playing because I think George and Seth have been playing far more of the big game I'm referencing, and I have really been focusing. I think I brought this up last episode with George, but I've really been focusing on my Steam Deck. So I got a Steam Deck OLED. I had ordered it, I think, by last episode, and I think we talked about it, but I had not received it at that time. And so I've had it for a few weeks now, and the thing is freaking awesome. Like I was referring to or hinting at earlier in the episode, owning this thing now is making me just really not want to purchase a Switch 2 because there is so much good with the system. And like the thing that I'm enjoying more than anything is the fact that I can play handheld, but then switch to my PC and play the same game in the same exact spot at like ultra fidelity with no issues. Like the cloud save just transfers. I don't have to do anything. I've been switching back and forth. The game I've been really focusing on the past few weeks is Persona 3 Reload, which I think that was one of my goals for last year, was to play and beat Persona 3 Reload. I never even played it. I figured now was kind of a good time on Steam Deck. I thought that was a really good handheld game. Persona 4 Golden, of course, was my first Persona game. Played that handheld and loved it. So I thought 3 Reload was a good game for the Steam Deck. So it was on sale, grabbed it, and I'm about 25 hours in. The game is fantastic. I think it's excellent so far, and it runs great on Steam Deck. But point being, I can go from 60 frames a second, pretty good settings on Steam Deck, and then instantly swap to my PC whenever I'm in the mood and crank it up to maximum, and runs totally great at like 120 frames. So it really is like the ultimate Switch. It's at least in my experience, if you have a really capable PC and the Steam Deck together, it's just the perfect experience so far. I've been streaming a lot of games to it too in my house because my router is really good. I have really good internet. So I've been turning on my computer, and then I'll be downstairs streaming Monster Hunter Wilds to it, which is a game that admittedly is far too powerful, graphically intense for the Steam Deck. So I can't run it native, but I can still remote play off my PC. And that's been a great experience too. Really no noticeable lag, but I really love the system. George,
Would you say you've been doing a majority of native play or streaming play?
mostly native.
Sorry, remote play. That's
Mostly native. But for now, like I said, though, I've mostly been playing Persona, and the game runs excellent on Steam Deck, like 60 frames on high. So I haven't really had too much of a reason to stream so far, except for when I've played Oblivion, which I have streamed to Steam Deck. It is playable on Steam Deck, but it's not a great experience necessarily. It's like 30 frames, and you got to tone down the settings pretty low. But you can play it if you want to play it native. But I wanted the better fidelity, so I've been streaming that here and there. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just really enjoying the system. I think it's super well designed. The screen's incredible. I never Seth always brings this up, and I never quite understood it, but he had mentioned in the past how uncomfortable the Switch is to hold, and how much more comfortable the Steam Deck is, and that is so true. And I had never really thought about it before holding one, because before I got this thing, I had never even seen one in person or held one. But like holding it, just playing games on it as much as I can, chilling back on the couch, like it's such a pleasant experience in every single way. And I know I'm years late to the party, but it is such a fun system for me to mess around with. And it's made me really interested again. And I know these are on Switch, but for some reason I'm really interested right now in JRPGs and looking through the Steam sales and all the different JRPGs that are out there, because I really feel like this thing is a great system for that, just because of the easy transfer and sleep mode, and you've got the extra buttons on the back and the beautiful screen and the incredible battery life, by the way. I've been getting like 6.5 hours out of Persona on Steam Deck, which is insane. So, yeah, that's kind of what I've been playing. But I just love the thing, and like I said, it's completely deterred me from having, frankly, any interest in the Switch 2, at least for now. So yeah, that's where we're at. But I referenced Oblivion. George, I don't know how much you've played, so maybe we'll go to you first, and then we'll hit Seth. I know Seth has played quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I played 7 hours the day it came out, and then I played maybe 3 hours since. I have probably close to like 700 hours in Skyrim. That was like the first Elder Scrolls game I really sunk my teeth into. I didn't know anything about it until that trailer from like the Game Awards. And, like, I think that might have been like the Game Awards on Spike TV. Even like
that's where I saw it too.
Right.
2010.
And so I was just like, oh, this seems kind of neat. And then played Skyrim and fell in love with Skyrim. I was having a really hard time with Oblivion. I tried playing it in the past. I'm like, this is like really dorky shit, man. Like, this is so much different from Skyrim. I'm having a hard time. I'm still having a hard time. But man, I just don't fucking care as much of the hard time that I'm having. And so there's all these like game mechanics where it feels way more like D&D than Skyrim ever fucking pretended to be like D&D. And I'm having a really good time with that. It's literally just like quality of life stuff that I'm bothered by. And like Seth, you and I talked about it a little bit, where it's like, man, I wish there were dungeon maps. Like, even if it just showed you where you've been. I wish there was like a little, like in Skyrim, if you cleared a dungeon and like opened up the final chest and killed all the enemies, it would say cleared. I'm having a really hard time remembering which areas I've been to, just because I don't see any indication from that. And so I just wanted to focus first on the things I'm not enjoying, so I can get to the things I'm enjoying. This game fucking rocks, man. This game is so good. Everything I have to complain about this game is like an instant complaint, right? Like, I'm complaining about it in one instant, and then the next I'm completely forgetting everything I had to complain about. There was like one part where I had to like go into the sewers to see a meeting between like the Mythic Dawn and try to get like the 4th volume of the book. That's, I think, like the 4th main quest or whatever. And I got lost in the sewers, and I was so fucking mad. I'm like, I just want to get out of here. I have like 8 lockpicks. I found an exit that goes into someone's house, but I have to lockpick, and the lockpicking game makes no fucking sense to me. I don't care how many like YouTube videos I've seen. Dude. I frankly don't think anyone understands it. I like wasn't building a thief, so like it's never going to get any easier or better for me. And I was just like, well, this fucking sucks. And I spent like an hour trying to get out of the sewers, and I'm like, this sucks, but like, this is a D&D game that I've played before, where like you try to do something, it doesn't work out, and then you have to improvise and do something else. And so it is a fantasy experience that I honestly think you have to be really brave to make a game where that's a possibility. And I'm not saying that they were babies when they released Skyrim, but I feel like they heard too many stories like mine and they shied away from it. And I'm really appreciative of the opportunity to experience it now, where like it really does feel like a pen and paper tabletop RPG, and I'm having a blast. All the things I complain about wash away the second something amazing happens. And the best part about this game, something amazing happens every fucking 10 minutes unless you get lost in a sewer.
It's really a beautiful game too. Like, graphically, they really did a good job with the remaster. I was just going to say quickly, I kind of forgot to give my side, but I've only played about 3 hours. I bought it to just kind of be in the conversation, but frankly, I kind of regret getting it right away because I've been so focused on Persona, but I'll definitely go back to it this summer. But I was just going to say, the one thing that I will say that I've noticed, and I think you guys brought it up too, first off, total agreement, lockpicking thing sucks ass. Like, I've never played Oblivion before, but I don't understand the lockpicking after watching 10 different YouTube videos of people saying, oh, it's so easy. Look, this is how you do it. No, it's not, dude. No, it's not. But
it's like actual bullshit. And I talked about how like Skyrim has the perfect lockpicking minigame.
Yeah.
And like, I'd even say that like the Arkham one is pretty good.
It is.
But Jesus Christ, man, this thing is a fucking nightmare trying to pick locks in Oblivion if you're not a thief.
I wanted to say, though, the one thing I've noticed, like I was saying, and I think you guys both pointed it out, the game does still have some like performance issues. It's not too bad on my PC. Like, I can run it at like 90 frames on Ultra. but there are some areas where it just tanks. And Digital Foundry famously came out and said this is the worst performing PC game they've ever experienced, which is insane to me considering this is like
That's
a
gotta
Bethesda.
be hyper.
Yeah,
Right?
that can't be there. That cannot be true.
I don't know.
Binary Domain came out on PC. You're telling me this runs worse than that? Get the fuck out.
Supposedly,
Arkham Knight got taken off of the Steam store.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know, I don't know. I think it's hyperbole.
I don't think it's that bad, but I know you guys are both playing on PS5. What's it been like on there?
I don't. George, do you have anything else you wanted to say about Oblivion?
That's pretty much all I got for my gameplay stuff. Like for Austin's question, like, yeah, there's like pop in and like texture stuff, and I had like one bug where like I couldn't talk to merchants or whatever, and I was like, that's really annoying. And then I restarted the game, and then everything was fine. Like there's just like little quirky shit like that, but like that honestly just feels like perfectly in line with like lovable Bethesda. Like now, if this happens, like. Now that this happened, game came out 2 weeks ago. If this were to happen on Elder Scrolls 6, you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But like when this was happening, I remember this happening because my roommate was obsessed with Oblivion when it came out. He loved it. He thought it was quirky as shit. And it's like, oh, we wanted to keep the quirks. I'm like, that's the fucking laziest thing I've ever heard. Like, how about you make it so like the game works more often? That'd be sick. But sorry,
bad news.
You're the expert. You're the Oblivion guy. Like, I'm so excited to hear what you have to say.
No, I played Oblivion for countless hours back in the day on my Xbox, and it's a really special game, man. I am an old school Elder Scrolls fan, which I would consider old school. I started with Morrowind way back in the day, you know, and Morrowind is a really diehard game without any quest markers and whatnot. So like, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced Morrowind, but like you go to an NPC and they'll give you a quest and they'll be like, oh yeah, it's down the road to the left and it's in this dungeon, but the dungeon is like twice the size of an Oblivion dungeon, and this item you're looking for is just like on a random shelf.
Oh my god!
Like Morrowind, these games are very hardcore. They used to be, and Skyrim got a lot of flack from like the Elder Scrolls community when it came out back in the day for being a very dumbed down version. Now, of course, we can look back at Skyrim and be like, that was a good decision in hindsight, right? Because Skyrim was huge, it attracted a massive audience. And Oblivion did too, by the way. Oblivion really did attract a lot of a really large audience, but Skyrim really took it to the next level. And so when we go back and play like these dungeons without a map, from my perspective, I'm like, oh yeah, that did kind of suck, didn't it? Like not having a map, because but then we got to remember and be like, oh, at what point was Virtuos supposed to alter the original gameplay experience is where I come down on it, because they were very open about wanting to improve subtle things but keep the original gameplay experience. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool, right? Like, do we want them to change everything to be up to modern standards, or do we want to preserve that original feel for Oblivion? Because I can tell you, they did add some critical things like sprinting, right? And that's really nice. They added a lot of stuff to the combat, like dodging and hit detection when you hit the enemies. Really cool stuff. Really a lot of things that make the game feel a lot more modern. And dude, does it look modern? I mean, this game is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I'm really taken aback by the fact that it's literally running on the bones of the old Oblivion. I think that's really cool. They just used Unreal 5 over top of it. And Unreal 5 notoriously has issues. Unreal 5 stacked on top of the Oblivion issues that it had in the base game are like, you know, I mean, this thing is just going to be a mess for bugs. So the modding community is really going to be the saving grace for Oblivion. I did get hit with a game-breaking bug in the first 5 hours of the main quest. And thankfully, there's like the crazy thing about this bug is that this bug goes all the way back to the original launch of Oblivion. and they never
Wow.
fixed it. Bethesda never fixed this bug, and it's such an easy bug to fix. So when you're saving the city of Kvatch, you go into the courtyard, and there's like 8 of the little gremlin guys from the Oblivion gates that you got to kill, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes the game will not register that you killed one, and they'll all just stand there in the courtyard and be like, we gotta storm the courtyard and kill everything you see, you know, if you talk to the guy, and they'll just sit there and not do anything. The only way you can proceed with a quest, which is the main quest of the game, is to go through it by yourself and know exactly where the next item is that you're supposed to pick up, and pick it up, and then the quest will automatically pick up and proceed and skip that step. And that is a bug that has been in the game from the beginning. It's very well known. If you Google it, there's thousands of results, right? If people being like, what the hell is going on? All the way back to 2006, I think Oblivion came out. So I think it's kind of weird that Virtuos didn't go back and be like, maybe we should take care of some of these famous bugs. But I did want to comment real quick on the lock picking that you guys are struggling with, because this is something I could do when I was 10 years old, and I cannot do it as a full-grown adult. And when I was looking into this, it turns out that there was a auditory cue in the original Oblivion game that they took out in the remake.
Okay.
So when the pin would be at its max height, it would make like an audible clicking sound that you could time with the button, and it would stay up there. And for some reason in the remake they got rid of it. I don't know why. That crazy idea, because I am also struggling with it, and I know exactly how it works, but I cannot get the timing down. So I'm like, why? Struggling. There is a way to cheese it. You can just open and close locked boxes once you get them open to improve your lockpicking skill, and just get it to 100, and then you'll never have to worry about it.
Huh.
That's fucking sick. I did not know
I didn't know that.
I try not to cheese these games. Like, I never did the smithing cheat in Skyrim, right? Like, just make all these leather fasteners shit, so whatever, and get your smithing up to 100. Like, I never did that. I might do that for lockpicking, to be honest. And I'll come up with an in-story reason where I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm a knight, but I grew up on the rough side of town, so I know how to pick this shit. Whatever, I can justify it.
You could also just run the alteration spell route too, and just get the skills to unlock the spells to unlock the locks if you want, and not have to worry about that at all. I mean, it's up to you, however you want to do it. It's your gameplay.
That does make sense though, because I remember, like, I haven't played the game in a couple of weeks, to be honest with you, but I remember when it first came out, I was struggling, and I was searching, of course, online how to do it, and I came across all these Reddit posts of people saying you would hear it, but they were old posts, and so now I completely understand that.
Yes.
That's crazy. Hopefully they add that back in.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people complaining about it. I wouldn't be surprised, because from what I understand, it's still there, but it's very quiet. Like they changed. It was very noticeable in the original game. And the other thing I just want to point out that I think is really interesting is that Bethesda did this flip-flop from Morrowind to Oblivion to Skyrim, where I think Morrowind is a very serious game that does not mess around, right? Oblivion is a more fantastical game that still has a really phenomenal story, and there's unicorns and everything's bright, but there's also like really dark parts of the game. Like the Dark Brotherhood quest is like really a very famous storyline in Oblivion that's phenomenal. And then Skyrim goes back to being just like straight serious. There's not really any comedy in the game. So I find it interesting seeing Bethesda flip-flop back and forth. But I do love the world of Oblivion. When you go back and play like the Oblivion remake, remaster, whatever you want to call it, you do notice weird things. Like there's really not many roads or pathways in between the main roads. If you open the map, there's like 6 main roads in the whole map, and there's not really any like hidden things between those. And also, I forgot when I was playing this game that you can just fast travel anywhere.
Yeah.
The game does not force you to discover
Oh,
things, and I think that's pretty strange. I forgot all about that.
I don't think that's strange, but like you can't fast travel anywhere. You can only fast travel to like between the major cities, right? Like,
Right.
and
Yeah.
so I get the idea, like in Skyrim, where it was like you need to go because you were an amnesiac in Skyrim, like you couldn't remember anything. Here, you were a criminal. So like there was some like in my head, the
That's fair.
storytelling, like the Vorthos, the flavor is that like no, like you'd been around, like you're familiar with things, but like it's the finer details from like a life you hadn't lived. Not that I need to make bullshit story excuses. Man, like I feel like a baby now for complaining about the dungeon map thing. My problem is just that like the dungeons suck. Like the dungeons are really bad. Like it just seems like copy paste wall textures.
Sure.
Every room looks like every room next to it. So in that case, like I want a map just to know where I've been because everything fucking looks the same. And the loot sucks in this game. Like and so like it's one of those things where it's not like memorable shit. Like you go through an entire dungeon and like wow, there's nothing here. What was the fucking point to doing this? And it turns out there was no point to doing it, which is fine. Like going through and like killing stuff, getting experience, and like feeling like I never play as like a knight. I usually do like the thief type shit in Elder Scrolls. Like even like I played probably 10 hours of Morrowind, and like that was still the character I tried to play. I feel like I fucked up. I feel like magic is way more fun in that game. But
Morrowind's a hard game to play.
Morrowind's really hard. That's the only one I've played with a guide. I refuse to use a guide for this. I refuse to use a guide for Skyrim because, like, I think those games are better designed for new players. Morrowind feels like I'm fucking translating ancient text in real time trying to play that. And that game is actually available on Xbox and like plays really well on Xbox and like runs really well on Series X. I assume Series S2, Coach, when you get yours back from your friend. But no, I'm having a blast. How do you feel about like the sprint button being added? Do you feel like that like is that too much of a change?
No, I think it's necessary. There's just certain things, right, that if they I find the dungeon map thing annoying but also critical to the original experience. The sprint thing is just annoying, right? No one misses not being able to sprint in video games and like moving at a snail's pace. That is annoying.
Yeah.
But dude, when you get into like these higher end quests, like the Dark Brother, like I was saying, the Knights of the Nine quests, the Sheogorath quest, I forget what the expansion's called for that. These are like really, really phenomenal experiences that I'm really excited people get to do for the first time again, and people get to relive again. I think Oblivion is a game that did not age well. A few years ago, I spent like an entire weekend downloading the most amount of mods I can do and try to make Oblivion look as well as it did, but it still played like shit.
Yeah.
So it was not a good experience to go back to. It's a legendary game. I'm really excited people got to do it, and I just want to shout out. Oh, go ahead, George.
Sorry, did you ever try this Skyblivion? Like the fan project that was going on?
No, I never
where, like,
did that.
They were trying to like load the game of fucking Oblivion into like the engine of Skyrim, basically.
Yeah.
Seems super interesting, but like I'm not PC savvy enough to get that shit running on my end.
That guy's also been working on it for like 10 years. And I feel like at some point you kind of gotta like get it done with, because it seems like the game's pretty much done. But I don't know.
That I also like that he was just like, no, it's exciting that there's an Oblivion remaster. Like this just makes us like, look great.
Crying Wojak,
just like, oh my god, my life's work.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I'm super stoked. I just wanted to shout out that I think Bethesda proved something. Bethesda and Xbox proved something with this release. I have not seen this much hype generated around a video game in a long time. And as an adult, I haven't felt this way about a video game in a long time at the launch. Dude, I was so excited. I could not handle it. Like the day before this was coming out, and people were like, it might drop tomorrow. Like the week before this came out, and people were like theorizing that it was going to be on Monday. And I was like, damn. Like these leaks are coming out. I'm like, it really might actually happen. They might just drop this thing. And then I haven't felt excitement like that for a video game probably, I don't know, since World of Warcraft, like back in the day. I mean, this was like a really, really fun exciting thing. I hope we get more shadow drops like this, man.
Yeah.
Not everything needs a year-long hype cycle, or in Skyrim's case, a 12-year-long hype cycle. I think this is just really, really fun.
Yeah.
Coach, are
How
you at all interested in this game, Coach? Have you? I don't even know if you've ever played an Elder Scrolls game.
I have not. I do haven't, but I'm just waiting and seeing. Waiting and seeing.
Wait and see.
I'm
So-
excited because I feel like you've been doing a lot of Pokemon lately, so I feel like you have one idea of an RPG right now, right? Like
Right.
it's like the team base, like the Japanese turnstile. Like I feel like that's your shit right now. I'm
Wait, I
excited
don't
for you
understand.
to eventually get to it, just to see like a different type of RPG. Because
I
like
don't
for a while,
understand.
what? If you're
He said
fucking
he,
with
he
me,
said he no, I'm not. He said he bought it, but he's waiting and seeing.
but he hasn't played it yet. Yeah,
What are you waiting for?
he's got other stuff
To
play.
finish
He's got
other
he's-
games.
He's in Pokemon
Oh.
X.
Oh well, it
He's
sounded
got
like
the
you were.
sixth- He got to the 6th gym. He's got
It sounded
shit
like
to
you were
do.
waiting and seeing, like you were waiting for something to happen, and I was like, I don't understand. What is it? What are you waiting for? I'm waiting and analyzing.
He's waiting for the right
Yeah.
time to strike. I never played Oblivion. What class did you guys do? I did Battle Mage because people recommend that as like a decent class. And I like how the magic works, where it's not like Skyrim, where in this game you can just use it whenever. You don't have to necessarily like have it in your hand, which I think is excellent.
I go knight, and I put all my stats into strength. Also, I
You put all
completely
your
forgot
stats into what? Strength?
Yeah, bonk. Also, I forgot to point out, dude, the Radiant system in Oblivion is like way
Incredible.
better than the Radiant system in Skyrim, by the way.
Yeah.
Like the NPC AI in Oblivion is a lot smarter. If you take all of the prison guards' food, they will open the prisoners' cells, kill them, and eat their food. That happens. Stuff like that is all over in Oblivion. It's really interesting. Like, in the world just kind of works like that automatically.
That's
Pretty
interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. I am probably going to see Thunderbolts this weekend, but besides that, the only thing I want to do this weekend is play Oblivion. I'm really excited to see like the quest, because like the main quest in Skyrim, like I think is fine. Like it's really epic. I don't love that. Like honestly, like I think it's too big. Like you're fighting dragons who traveled in time or whatever. I'm just like, okay, that's like kind of convoluted. My favorite part of Skyrim was hands down like the guild quest, right? Like the Thieves Guild, the Dark Brotherhood, the whatever the other shit there was there. Is all awesome. I didn't actually care for the Civil War quest that much, although that is how I gathered, 17,000 arrows, which was pretty cool. Sold those, bought a house, made a mint, good shit. I'm excited to see like what a nerdier version of Bethesda thought like the Mages Guild would look like, what the Fighters Guild would look like. Like I'm excited that there is an arena that feels like an homage to their own history, where the first game was supposed to be like an arena gladiatorial game, and then they blew it up to be an RPG. I haven't done any of that. I've just been focusing on the main quest because I frankly want to get that out of the way. I hate that there's fucking level scaling in this game. Like that actually really bums me out in a big way. I wish that was something you could turn off. Like that feels like something they should include in a remaster for modernizing shit. But besides that, no, everything I complain about the game, it's just like it's like the stubbing your toe equivalent of a problem, where it's like, fuck, this sucks right now. And then in like 3 minutes, you're like, why was I that angry? I just stubbed my toe. Like that's the closest equivalent I could think of for anything I'm upset with about this game.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to playing more. I got to get through Persona 3, but then I'm on it at some point in 6 months or however long it takes me to beat Persona. So
All right, some follow-up question. Deep down, does part of you, Seth, wish, and I'm only asking Seth, this is open to all you guys, but this is just because Seth seems to have like the most attachment to this game. Do you hope they redo Morrowind next or Fallout 3 next?
Fallout 3. I don't. You can't remake Morrowind the same way you remade Oblivion. Morrowind, Oblivion is on the cusp of like a modern game, right? It's like we were almost there. I mean, there was only a few years between Oblivion and Skyrim. Morrowind, it's too far back. You almost have to do a Morrowind remake from the ground up.
Mhm.
I don't think Morrowind would resonate with modern audiences like Oblivion did. Morrowind is, I mean, we're like I said, we're talking. You got to create maps for Morrowind. You got to like redesign the way the story
The
works.
combat where you see a sword hit someone, but there's a
Yeah.
dice roll, so you did no damage. Like that shit was infuriating.
Morrowind's like a very original, hardcore Western RPG. You can kill characters in Morrowind and ruin your game, right?
How so?
So in Morrowind, they did not have the essential NPC status. So if you're not aware, in Oblivion and Skyrim, essential NPCs are NPCs that are critical to the story. You cannot kill them. In Morrowind, you can kill or have these NPCs killed, and it'll pop up and be like, oh, this person was important. You can go back to an earlier save or continue in the doomed world you've created. And at that point, you're just screwed. It's over. Like, you got to reload a save from, however long ago, and there's no
That's
autosave,
insane.
by the way. Yeah. So it's stuff like that I just Morrowind is too far back. You gotta either play Morrowind with the expectation that it's a classic game and it's a classic experience, or you got to rebuild it from the ground up in a modern setting. So Fallout 3, because I think Fallout 3 is the tits.
It is
Would you
pretty
rather
smart
that or
for
New Vegas? Sorry, that was my last
Fallout 3.
question. I'm going to shut up for the rest of the podcast.
I think I will die proudly on the hill that Fallout 3 is the better game. Plant my flag. I like Ronald Reagan's head in a floating glass tube. I think it's cool.
I like it at the bottom of the fucking ocean, but that's just me.
I do think it's pretty cool that they're doing these remakes. I mean, I think we all kind of know the Fallout 3 one's happening because that was part of the same leak that inevitably led to Oblivion, from my understanding.
Yes.
So it's essentially kind of been confirmed, although who knows when it's coming. But I think it's pretty smart for them to do because, the dev time there at Bethesda has gotten so obnoxiously long. They need something in between. So, and good on Virtuous, because this is the same team doing Metal Gear 3 remake later this year.
I was gonna say Virtuous is like one of the biggest game developers in the world, right? Or like developers might be studios in the world, right? Like they just have so many people. So like in theory, they could have multiple projects at once. Like we know about 2, there could be more.
Is it far enough away that we can admit that Starfield was a mistake? They should have just done Elder Scrolls 6, right? I mean,
I don't think it was a mistake, though. I really enjoyed my time with Starfield, but I think it is like the way Assassin's Creed 1 wasn't awesome, Assassin's Creed 2 was. Uncharted 1 wasn't awesome, Uncharted 2 was. Like, I think there needs to be more room for failure in the games industry, and like, I spent 35, 40 hours of the game. It didn't make me feel things the way Skyrim made me feel things. It didn't make me feel things the way this Oblivion replay is making me feel things. I still had a great time. Like I played it for like that's insane. That like I spent like an entire week's worth of work playing that game. And so like I think that people should be allowed to fail, stumble, grow, improve. And I feel like that is the first step, is putting something out and then improving it from there. I hear what you're saying, where it took so long and then like that was the state they released it in, that was the quality they released it in. I think there's a lot to love. I love the NASA punk future they created. I love the optimism in sci-fi, which I feel like not enough science fiction is optimistic. They struck a really impressive tone. Fuck did it suck landing on a planet that looked like every other goddamn planet I had ever landed on. That part sucked. I will totally admit that. Yeah.
I was just flabbergasted when Starfield came out, and like a few weeks later they were like, and the Elder Scrolls 6 has entered full production. And I'm like, oh, okay.
When are we seeing
that game
Elder
you guys
Scrolls
announced
6?
fucking 5 years ago? 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real glad you guys finally entered full production. Peachy.
When's
That's
the game
great.
coming out? That's my last question. When is Elder Scrolls 6? That's got to be like
I don't know, man. I don't even try to count anymore.
Nice.
I'm going to die before it comes out. How does that sound?
Dude,
I smoke
did
way
you-
too many cigarettes. I drink way too much wine. There's no way I'm surviving till ES6.
Did you guys see that transcript of the interview with Todd Howard where the interviewer pointed out that it was longer from the announcement of the Elder Scrolls 6 than it was from the Elder Scrolls 6 to Skyrim?
Yes.
And he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, I guess it has been a while, huh?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, dude, this guy's not even keeping track. He doesn't even know."
No, but I will say that fact coming out in that transcript and Oblivion being so much fun. Boys, I downloaded Elder Scrolls Online and I'm excited to give it a go.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Nice.
It's
That-
not the same. It's not the same. It's good. Though.
I know it's not the same. I assume it's more action slashy, like just everything I didn't like about World of Warcraft. I assume at the beginning, like the first 20 levels or whatever. Like I only played like when you could play up to level 20 for free. That was the only time I ever played World of Warcraft during shitty classes in college. I was a great student. I'm excited to check that out. But like honestly, this kind of like made me fall in love with Bethesda all over again. Like it's like maybe I should call up my ex and see what they're up to. Like we had a really good thing going. Like that's kind of how I feel about Bethesda, where I'm like, should I get into Elder Scrolls Online? Like, should I check out Fallout 76? Should I go back to Fallout 4? Like, should I do all this stuff? Fuck, should I pick up Starfield and see like how many more times I can go through the quantum shit? You know, like, yeah, maybe I should. Maybe there is some good reading in these old books. Maybe we should go back. So I don't know. It got me
It's just nice to
excited.
see Bethesda grab a win.
Same
Yeah.
way you talked about, like you're just like, fuck, this is so cool to see. Like this game is just so cool to see.
I agree with Seth though, because when you really think about it, the last two games, I mean, Starfield and Fallout 76 were not exactly barn burners. So
Even further back, dude, like Fallout 4 is a pretty
yeah,
mixed game. You know?
yeah. So it is good to see. And just stepping outside of Bethesda Softworks and looking at the publishing arm, like they've had a good few months because they had Indiana Jones, they've got Oblivion, and then Doom is this month.
Every other studio they own is firing all
Yeah.
when they were at the top of their field, everyone else was like, what the fuck do we do? Now everyone else that they own is at the top of their field, and Bethesda's like, what the fuck do we do? Like it's such like a funny role reversal. And it's so funny that like it seemed like Todd like was taking credit for Indiana Jones, like because he was the one doing like all like the presentations and shit for it, right? Like it's like those stimulus checks signed by. Okay, no, I'm not gonna get into that. But like it's just like, oh, all of a sudden, like this one fucking thing that you actually had nothing to do with, you actually get to come in and just like put your fucking name on it. Like that, I think is really funny. I do wonder if and when, I assume when, not if, Starfield comes to PlayStation, if it will get like a renewed interest, if it'll get like a renewed what's the word, observation, like I'm trying to think, like people diving into it, people being excited about it, just
Like
because
a resurgence.
like, thank you, yeah, just because like no game like that exists from any PlayStation studio, right? Like it's not like that, like a first person RPG isn't super common from PlayStation, if at all, on PlayStation. So like I wonder, even if it is, and Seth, I agree with you. I don't think that game is perfect, but like I don't think it's a mistake either. Like I think that game is probably more frustrating than not, but there's enough good bones there that I think you could build something really special if you're persistent, if you're brave enough to do it. And I wonder if PlayStation getting that release would be enough just to push that over the edge.
Did 4 and 76 get fixed? Like, are those good games now?
76 is very highly regarded now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on what
76
you're
got
looking
pretty big
for.
improvements.
76 is fine, I think now. I've played a lot of it. I think it's fine. It's not what I'm looking for out of a Bethesda game. You know, it's not. It's a live service game still at its core.
So here's what I'll say about 76. I bought it a few months ago for Andie and I to play together after I built my computer. And because I was just assuming, like, sure, I would assume this is a game that you can run through together and like build your base and whatever together. Well, all the quests that you have to do, you can't do with another person. They're all like single player quests in this multiplayer world, which killed the whole thing for me. So we played like 30 minutes and then just never went back. So that's just a me problem of like, that wasn't what I was looking for, but I've heard it's really improved. Yeah.
I do need to play the baseline, so I'll probably play 4 at some point. I
Four's
need to chip in that.
4 is good.
Four's it's fine. I play 4 with mods and get the settlers mod that has the settlements build themselves and defend themselves, and get that. That makes the game completely different and way better.
Also, the way you played Gears, I don't know if it got this big of a performance boost, but like, man, Fallout 3 plays really fucking well on Xbox. Now, it didn't on 360, but like on Series X, it plays phenomenally well. New Vegas does too, but they didn't fix any of the game-breaking shit that existed on it. My friend John, who I think listens to this show. Hi, John. How are you? Like, New Vegas is his absolute favorite video game of all time, and like he played his Xbox so much just playing New Vegas that like it fucking broke his Xbox. Like, and he just talked about how well it ran compared to his 360. He had to stop playing it on 360, and like it's one of his favorite gaming experiences of his life. This guy like writes for tabletop RPGs and is just like, no, this is the game I'm most obsessed with, is this game on this platform because of how it runs. So be open to that too, Coach, especially if you're looking for some old game flavor. But I think Fallout 4 fixed a lot of problems I had with 3 in particular. So, I mean, it made like 15 new ones, but it fixed a lot of the ones I had from 3.
I was just looking on Proton, which is like the website Steam Deck users go to, and they'll like rate how well a game runs on Steam Deck, and Fallout 3 rated as gold playable on Steam Deck. So it seems like a good place to play.
I hope so.
Yeah. So I'll have to try it on there. Well, I think the issue is a lot of the older games have like compatibility problems with Steam Deck. So I wasn't sure if that was going to be one of them, but I like that idea of playing that on there. So, all right, guys. Well, anyway, I think that about does it for this show. We've had just kind of in the midst of this, several people in the chat. Thanks for chatting and watching, talking with us. So Bullfrog actually, just one last bit, had a good theory. He said maybe Elder Scrolls 6 will be 6626 to replicate Skyrim. I doubt it, because I think that's too soon, but I think that would be cool to see. So who knows? Who knows?
Open to it? I'm open to it.
Hey, if they can just shadow drop Oblivion out of nowhere, I guess they could do anything.
Just real quick, we don't need to talk about it because I know you're trying to wrap up. Clair Obscur is worth the hype. It's
that I like. What a week for RPGs, right? We got Clair Obscur, we got Oblivion, we got Coach playing Pokemon X. Every RPG worth talking about in full effect. Yeah,
I'm consistently having to like bend over and grab it because it's blowing my dick off like all the time. Consistently blowing my dick off left and right.
Nice.
And it's just like, you know how like usually like sometimes like the more you hear about a story, you're like, how could it get any worse? Then it keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
And it's just like the more you hear about Clair Obscur, it's like, oh yeah, they actually found the guy who did the music like on Reddit. It's like, fucking what did you just say? Oh, they found like the writer guy like in a Discord channel. It's like, what the fuck did you just say? Oh, it turns out like the lead developer guy was just like working at Ubisoft and bored out of his fucking mind and just wanted to make his own suit. It's like, what'd you just say? Oh, they made it for under $50 million. Like, how the fuck is that possible? The game looks so good. Oh, also they're selling it for $50. How the fuck is that profitable? Oh, the president of France is congratulating them for making one of the best video games of all time. It's like, what the fuck is happening with this game? Good for them, man. Good for them.
It's fucking crazy. It's almost like when you cut out a bunch of corporate bullshit and remove a bunch of like managers and supervisors and people who don't fucking do a goddamn thing, and it turns out it's a good passion project. Things turn out pretty okay.
I agree. Everyone at my job should be fired except for me. I agree.
Yeah.
As much as I want to go back to Oblivion after Persona, I'm like, I don't know, man. It's Clair Obscur is really high on my list right now, so I that might be the next one. We'll see.
Dude, there's Final Fantasy 16 type sequences in Clair Obscur that I'm like, I don't know how the human mind came up with this. By the way, I didn't tell you guys this. I don't think I did. I may have typed it up. I can't remember. My memory is shit. I bought a replica Invictus sword. It's gonna hang right there, full size.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
From Final Fantasy 16.
Sadly, he'll never see it because it's in a room he doesn't use.
Also, since we're wrapping up really quickly, the game I was talking about earlier on Switch Lite, Fire Emblem, 3 Houses on Switch Lite, fucking plays great. But a little bit of slowdown on some of the more intense scenes. I haven't played a Fire Emblem game since Awakening. I'm not going to be that kind of guy, maybe. Although I am like, oh, she's cute. I definitely want her on my team. I am gonna do that, aren't I?
All right, James.
Super fun.
Franco.
I hate.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh no.
Hate everything about you right now. Fuck it. Yeah, I just walked into that goddamn. It's like when the coyote paints like a tunnel on like a wall, and like the roadrunner gets to run through it. And Seth ran through it, and then I tried to run through it, and I'm just pancaked on the side of that fucking cliff. Piece of shit. Great game, super fun. I hate the micromanagement-ness of it, but like honestly, I'm having what turned me off before was like the relationships with the professor student relationship, like the that dynamic. That was what bored me the first time I tried playing it. Now I'm enjoying that so much more than the combat. But is it because of all the construction happening in the background? Is that what you're laughing? Or is it Coach?
But because Coach
blurring
his
himself.
camera won't focus anymore. All right.
Coach, you gave us astigmatism. Now we need the glasses too.
Oh man. Okay.
Play Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Play Oblivion. Neuter your pets.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful night.
Play Steam Deck. All right. Goodbye.
Play with your deck. I love playing with my deck. I use it with both hands.
I play my deck in the shower.
Goodbye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Frameskip. Don't forget you can find the show on social media at FrameskippPod. That's on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also follow us each individually on Twitter. George is at Shortbox Summary, Seth is at Seth the 90s Kid, and I, Austin Eller, am at Austin J. Eller on Twitter. If you've got a question, comment, or topic you'd like to hear discussed on the next episode of Frameskip, you can do so by submitting it to us on social media. Email us at frameskippodcast@gmail.com or visit bit.ly/frameskipq. That's bit.ly/frameskipq. The show is typically live on YouTube every week, either on Tuesday or Wednesday. You can find our YouTube channel at bit.ly/frameskiplive. Don't forget to subscribe and be notified when we do go live, typically at about 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.